Too many Adobe ads? Okay, I actually pay Adobe so that I can make things like this wonderful transition that you're going to see in just about 3 seconds to our game reveal. Let me make sure that I haven't spoiled anything. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Made by Adobe. Huzzah! Thank you, Adobe. Everybody, this stream has been brought to you by my butt. Yeah. I don't know how. I don't know why. But that is what life is about, okay? Butts. And you know what? Somebody else is bringing the butts in for Kusog7ande today. We've got 4 whole matches. And our first match, guess what? We've got a new GM. I bet you didn't know that. Well, I mean, some of you might have known it. Like, if you're staff or if you're one of the game masters, you might know who is bringing the game. But this might surprise some of you. Please welcome on in the brand new GM for the tournament. Our friend who has played on Make Us Board a couple times. It's Time Stalker. I think it's a little chocobo, boy. A very stressed chocobo, but a chocobo nonetheless. Well, Time Stalker, as soon as you want, you are welcome to come and jump into voice and chat with me. And also, I need to stream the game for you, or stream the OBS for you, so you can see what I am seeing. Hello there, Time Stalker. Hello? Are you there? Oh, I can hear you a little bit there.
Having trouble with... Well, I have my mic up if you need.
Okay, I think we've got you. Hello there.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing great, and congratulations for being a GM this year. I'm really glad to have you. It's always been fun to have you on Don't Make Us Bored, and now we get to see what horrors you want to unleash onto some of the players this year. Yeah!
Oh, and it's not a chocobo, it's a phoenix.
They're the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for that assessment right there. You know it.
You always get in trouble.
Thing. Yeah, that's my life. I need to be in trouble. Everybody, if I'm not in trouble, then I don't know. Don Ravioli, welcome. This is the first match of the day. We just started the stream. I'm in trouble, and Time Stalker, unfortunately, is here to unleash the pain upon me. Although, I'm not sure if the game that you're giving today is necessarily pain. It is round 1, after all. You know?
It's not a major thing.
Yeah,
but this game is a little bit dear to my heart because I first experienced this in an event that I participated in.
Ooh, what event?
It's a thing called Swap Race. It's the BizHawk Shuffler race I've mentioned before.
Yeah. I'm so glad that people ran away with various shuffler ideas, wanted to play a little bit more with it, you know. It was fun to make, but I was happy to release my child into the world and let other people make terrible decisions with it. Yeah, so you experienced this game, and...
Yeah, I experienced it blind, and so the other people need to experience it blind, too.
Yep. I would agree with it.
This is Atlantis: The Lost Empire for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, look at them. Okay, I haven't seen the movie Atlantis in years. Years and years and years. It has been so long, and the only reason I remember the main character is Milo is because somebody mentioned it earlier in chat today. Otherwise, I'd have no idea. But yeah, this is definitely a ripoff of Stargate Atlantis.
I see someone's played this before.
Uh-oh. Kara-Z, you know this game? Uh-oh. Kara-Z, I'm a little bit concerned about you. Well, luckily, the players here will only have 1 hour to suffer through the game, try to make as much progress as they can, and whoever does make the most progress gets the top score, and thus dooms themselves to a lot more bad video games. The person who takes second, third, and fourth, etc., they will have lower points. Everybody will pretty much be guaranteed to have 2 games, but after that, if you get eliminated, then you are free from the Kuso. And honestly, I think that's a place that a lot of people want to be, free. But, you know, not until they've experienced a couple of the games. And honestly, I have no idea how good or bad Atlantis is. One thing that always comes to mind when it is a Game Boy Advance game is that Game Boy Advance tends to hold your hand a lot of the time, especially at the beginning. Is there a lot of hand-holding with this game?
The game does tell you what you need to do per stage, but that may not help you. Because it just tells you what you need to do, but it doesn't tell you what anything looks like or anything like that. So later in the game, it'll ask you to get something and you have no idea what it is because you have no idea what it looks like.
So deceptive hand-holding is what we get in this game.
Yeah. Are we sure we got the different
like
stages? It looks like you've got 3 different things that have the same...
Don't worry about that. I'm working on it.
Okay.
They're not seeing it live right now. I need to, like, throw that out as... Because it seems like that happens almost every single time that I'm working on getting stuff captured, that everyone's like, Prosentia, you're doing it wrong. They're not seeing it yet. They're still seeing just your game box art. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing I will say about this is when I played this, I dubbed this Milo and its uncontrollable momentum.
Ah, so he's like RoboCop. Perfect. I love it. Milo and his uncontrollable momentum. That actually concerns me. Like, Game Boy Advance games, I'd say Game Boy Advance essentially is when Nintendo and the handheld games that they released reached the point of mediocrity where they didn't really mess up too much. But, you know, you usually had a little bit of jank with a lot of hand-holding. And so if we have some chaotic momentum in this game, I am excited, let me tell you.
And I will agree with Karo Z on that. The GBC game is actually impressive for a GBC game for what it does. The GBA game is very not.
I think I've seen the GBC game at least a little bit. And yeah, it is impressive to some degree. Well, we're almost ready for the match, everybody. Go ahead and strap yourselves in for the Kuso. We have 1 hour of this game. The players will be racing, trying to destroy each other. Oh, speaking of RoboCop 2, by the way, it's on my mind because there was a new video put out by Erin Plays, and she looked at a bunch of Ocean games today. RoboCop 2 being one of those, and she was not very impressed with it, let me tell you. Well, here we go. Here are the 4 streams. Polk, Kitsune, Skytrap, Windmaster Man, WE, and Grumpmeister. All 4 will be playing this wonderful Atlantis Lost Empire game, trying to make as much progress as they can. I have stated this like 5 times already. Y'all know what's going on. You've all seen this. This is Kusog7ande. Let's see how the players can do. I'm going to check in with them right now to see what they think about getting started. Oh, I like the drums. Yeah, I do know that some of the players may have to make some... One of them warned me that they may have accidentally destroyed the resolution. This is what happens. I'm here to essentially play support and make sure that we get everything captured and probably distract every 5 minutes or so from what we're actually trying to watch here.
You're asking if they're ready, but there is no ready in this game.
You're ready. Your face is ready. Okay, it looks like all of the players are good to go, so I need, chat, all of your water emotes, okay? Everything that is sea-related, fishies, submarines. If you have seaweed for some reason as an emote, I don't know who would, but you might, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get the countdown rolling, everybody. So please spam your emotes. Anything else they should spam?
Any ships, any weird symbols, because you're gonna see a lot of those.
Ships. Bubsy is not a sea creature.
Yeah, no. Bubsy sinks.
He's the opposite of a sea creature. He's a land thing.
Oh, and yes, there are cutscenes to this.
Well, it looks like Polk has skipped the cutscenes, which I'm a little bit concerned about.
The cutscenes don't matter. The stuff in front of there does.
Okay, well, we're off. Best of luck, players.
Polk has found the tutorial about grabbing the pipes.
Grab the pipes.
The pipes, their hitbox is really weird. So grabbing onto them is not always intuitive. Now, there are two forms of crawl in this one. There's the one that Windmaster's doing now, and then there is a flat crawl, and you will need to alternate between them sometimes.
Well, you know, it's always good when a game introduces multiple ways to crawl. That's fantastic. I love it.
And Grump found the overhead climb tutorial portion of this, so that's good. All these tutorials are there, but you can skip every single one of them and not know they're there.
Honestly, I would say that in a Game Boy Advance game, the levels, especially early on in the game, tend to be relatively easy as long as you know how the mechanics work.
Okay, Windmaster has finally decided to go right, which he needs to do.
Okay.
And he needs to turn the knob there, which is teaching you that that's what you need to do here.
I'm very concerned about Milo. He moves a little weird.
He moves really fast.
Oh no, is there fall damage?
There is fall stun, which it won't matter here.
You know what? I actually really like the idea of fall stun. You sort of have that in a few games. I prefer that to fall damage. I saw somebody, Polk, for example, fell a decent amount and got stunned for a second, and it was just a brief stun.
Windmaster ran into the first problem. It's got a thing there for you to turn, and you think you should turn it, but you have to turn it in alphabetical order. And the game does not tell you this.
What? Okay. What? I don't see a letter. Where's the letter?
When you get back there, you'll see it. But also, you're on a timer on here, and you don't know this. So he's wasting time right now, and if he wastes too much time, the ship is going to explode because it is in overload.
I mean, it's a tutorial. You can let your ship explode. It's fine.
Now, you see the letters by the thing. Now, he's trying to turn the D, but he hasn't turned B or C yet, so it won't work.
Trying to turn the D. That's right, everybody. That's what Kusog7ande is all about. Just try to turn the D. Okay, whatever. Hidden timers, we love those in video games. They're always great.
Looks like Windmaster's done.
Yay, good job, Windmaster. Moving into an early lead. And honestly, when it comes to Game Boy Advance games, I often think an early lead is a huge thing. With other games, it's not necessarily the same.
Stage 4. Okay, now you are under a timer on this stage. You have to find 15 crew members that are behind the doors.
15?
Yep.
I don't think that many people exist in the movie.
And you only have 5 minutes for this, but you also have to avoid all the damage from the steam and stuff. And you have a health bar in your upper left there.
How generous is the health bar?
Usually I think when I was working with this, I think I took like 5 or 6 hits and then I was dead.
Okay. That seems relatively generous. At least it's not super precise. It's just as long as you're going relatively fast and avoiding too much damage, you're probably going to be fine. Oh, Justin, my husband is saying that he loves the lives counter up in the top right. It's pretty good. He looks like he's got googly eyes.
Yeah. Oh, and Polk overloaded, so he's dead.
No, Polk! That's life.
Now,
life
if you
in
die,
a submarine,
you know? Beginning of the stage. Now, I told them that this game has infinite basically, if you continue, it saves your password. Unfortunately, this has the same problem as Turok 2 on the Game Boy Color, the first game I ever got from Kusog7ande, in that it also saves the amount of lives you have. So if you lose lives and then pass a stage, it'll save how many lives you have.
It might not matter too much. Are there checkpoints mid-stage?
Not really.
In that case,
I mean, it really
would just be going and
points.
having to reload the save. That would be the biggest increase of time, but otherwise I would say that's not too big of a deal. Like, it's a little bad, but not too bad. I've got a lot of opinions about various mechanics. I'd say that at least early on, you know, losing a life and learning that the save keeps your number of lives, that would be a good kind of information to learn. Now, if you can get extra lives in the levels as well, then that might become a non-issue anyway.
Yeah, the main problem with this stage is that it is very big and very maze-like, because you have things that are blocking off your movement on Kusog7ande stage 2.
Yeah!
So, you can get to the end of the stage, but not able to trigger it because you don't have all 15 crew members and have to go back and figure out which door you haven't opened yet.
Okay.
And if you just try a door and it doesn't open and you leave it shut, you don't know that you've tried it.
Yeah, it seems like if there was something behind the door... Wait, do you have to hold for a certain amount of time, or is it random if the door opens, or what?
If there's a crew member, they will open immediately. If there's a item, it will take a few tries to open it. Now, you don't need any of the items for this portion of the stage, but if you leave it shut, and you've missed someone, you come back and you don't know which doors you opened. And you're on a timer. Yes, Radama Ford is right. You are on a timer. So if you take too much time, you may have to hurry back, and then you're going to get hit, damaged, and die.
I'm sorry, Justin just pointed out to me that one of the passwords that we got for Grumpmeister started with BSSY, and he's laughing a lot over there. Yeah. So there you go. These are good passwords, everybody.
If you'll notice, though, Milo has different jumps depending on what speed you're going at. This is why I say he has uncontrollable momentum, because it takes just a little bit of ride up at all to get going to full jump potential, and like I said, it doesn't matter in these first few stages. The person who tested this for me was like, the momentum didn't bother me in the first few stages, and then I got to stage 4. And then it mattered a lot.
Oh, I imagine, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to find information about this game. I found a manual, unfortunately, for the Game Boy version. That manual actually has no story in it whatsoever. And for a game based off of a movie to not include any story at all, this blows my mind.
Okay, so, Windmaster's about to get to the jump on the pipes here, and if you miss, because of your momentum, you have to go back down and do it all over again. He got it first try, luckily. But, I kept trying to grab it when I first played this game and kept missing to the right. Because the hitbox is actually a little bit before it, like Polk is doing right there. Polk is trying to jump on it, and you actually have to be a little before the pipe to grab it.
Ow! Ow! My name is Milo. I'm the weakest, fairest little boy ever. Ow!
And look at what Polk's doing here. You can spin all the way around, which builds up your momentum highly.
Yeah. Whee! I love the spinning. It's so good.
Okay, Windmaster's reached the end, but he doesn't have all 15 crew members, so he's got to go back. He's missed one.
It happened. Oh, yeah, only 14 saved. I love that you can see that they all have, like, the same hats. It's good.
And I told them, make sure to pay attention to what your instructions are.
You gotta pay attention. Yeah, unfortunately, because the doors close most of the time if you don't free anybody from them. It's actually kind of difficult to go back and figure out which one has a crew member because they just close again unless you open them like 3 times. Luckily, Windmaster sat there, opened a door 3 times, and got a health up. That is definitely helpful.
It says it heals 100 HP, but like the 100 HP is pretty much your whole health bar.
Yeah, what? There's no numbers on your health bar.
Yeah, there's no numbers. You can't tell.
Okay, this game has some flaws. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Yeah.
It controls decently well, other than the jumping. Like you're running, you're crawling, all of that controls really well. But it really has some issues.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Taking a look at the company that worked on this, by the way, 3D6 Games. Thank you for the. As soon as you name your company after some sort of nerdy D&D thing, and you can't work on a platformer, okay? You're banned from platformers as soon as it's a D&D reference. Okay. But however, they worked on this. They also worked on Road Rash 2, Madden NFL 2002, Tetris Worlds, Altered Beast, Guardian of the Realms. That doesn't sound good. Oh no.
So Grump got up full momentum on his spin there and just went flying across the screen.
Tristan, you're asking if I have not seen the D&D platformer, and I'd have to ask you which one. I think I've played a couple of D&D platformers. None of them are good. Oh, none of them are good. None is good, because none is singular.
Okay. He's got 30. Windmaster has 30 seconds to get to the end and not die during that 30 seconds.
By the way, I'm seeing a little strange crossover between this game and some of the stuff that we saw yesterday, because some of the people who worked on this also worked on Skylanders games and Rugrats games, and I don't know. I feel like we've got some weird crossover between games. How about American McGee? This is like American McGee. Oh, level 3 for Windmaster.
Yeah, he got there with 4 seconds remaining. Okay, now you're going backwards through this, but you're not going back to where you started in this portion. You have to pay attention to where it tells you to go.
We got an abandoned ship. I didn't see a door at the beginning. Well, I saw a door at the beginning, but that was obviously just to one of the crew member homes or whatever.
Nope, it'll give you signs that tell you where to go if you pay attention. Now, one of the things that you're gonna need to do, and I don't know if Windmaster's found it yet, there is a wrench in this stage. And you will eventually need it to clear out the fire in one portion, because otherwise you can't. I don't believe you can climb down. I never could.
What is this music?
He damage boosted. Okay, that's good. You can get through there. I didn't know you could damage boost through that. I had to use the... Oh, he's going back up, though. Yeah, the wrench
go up, go down. You're figuring it out. It's fine.
Now, the signs tell you where you need to go.
If the music sounds familiar to people here, the person who worked on the music for this also did music for The Hobbit on Game Boy Advance, and if I'm not mistaken, that game is a little legendary in some ways. And like legendary bad. Which I definitely appreciate. I mean, this is Kusog7ande, you know, we love the legendarily bad. But there's a lot of, like, strange percussive tunes to this. I'm not really a big fan of this, like, wood block tune. So, here's the question that I have for you. The submarine is what people care about the least when it comes to this movie. At least in my opinion. Do we get to other levels that aren't in subs, please?
After this.
Okay, good. So just the first 3 movies.
First 3 levels, yeah.
Or first three, whatever. You know what
All right, Windmaster, welcome to hell. Now, I said that this is precision platforming. How would you, in this section, with Milo's uncontrollable momentum? The first part is a little bit better.
Oh no! Oh, this looks bad. Oh
Yep.
no!
This is where I got stuck for the longest time.
It's so pink and uncontrollable.
Yep. Now he has to jump on top of the boulder here, and then he can get up.
How?
You have to wait, jump on it as it comes to a stop, and I don't think he realizes yet.
Nope. Honestly, this game, if you have a moving platform that deals damage to you, you are not doing a good job at teaching your players what they're supposed to do. Okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Throwing it out there. Be kind to your players. Let them learn without, and be generous. Be generous. You have to teach them that certain things are going to be platforms. You can't just throw a boulder at them that kills them, that deals tons of damage to them.
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
and the
this
thing
is terrible.
Is that Windmaster's save only has one life, so he has to go back to the title screen every time he dies.
This is amazing.
Yep. It saves your lives, Escorian. Honestly, I think this is the only boulder in the game you stand on, so there's no tutorial for it because it only happens once.
This is the only one? And it hurts.
As far
No,
as
I mean
remember.
boulders. Rolling boulders have to hurt you. Jumping on boulders, dumb. This is okay. This is inexcusable. There we go.
There we go. All right. Now the first two portions of this stage aren't horrendous because you still have floor. But it does show you that some of the platforms drop. Now, remember how I said that you have fall stun?
Yes.
Okay, there are certain parts of the platforming in the third screen where you can fall from the upper area to the lower area, and if you land on it and it's a falling platform, you cannot get back up before you die.
Yeah. I'm kind of cool with that. Like, let me explain why. Falling platforms, they're often a reactionary thing, but just sort of having there's something funny to me about getting stunned on a falling platform and not being able to jump before it dumps you so that you take damage, or so that you get stunned on another falling platform and it just chain dumps you to the bottom of the screen. As long as it doesn't deal irrational amounts of damage to you as well.
Grumpmeister got to Helga, but didn't have all 15 crew members saved and died on the way back, so back and started the stage.
That is rough. Honestly, 3 of our 4 players are on the same level and struggling a little bit with fleeing. You can flee your crew members. It's fine. It's blowing up. Every man for himself, okay? Why does Milo have to save them? You're just a nerd in a tank top. That's what you are, okay? Milo, you're a nerd in a tank top. And honestly, when you get to the next stage, all you're doing is, oh, there's a pretty girl. Let me chase her. Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are. This is the platforming on really small platforms. And his momentum changes all the time. I really hope someone finds the secret at the end of this thing, though. Oh, and dead. And back to the start of the stage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just preempt this because I don't think anybody's gonna find it, but at the end of the screen there is a hidden passage that leads to more gems that is a thing you have in this game. They're points for all intents and purposes. They have no other purpose, but they look like they do. But if you go behind a hidden area, you normally in games go behind the wall. This one doesn't. You're straight in front of the wall. It's just background to you.
Oh, you know what, everybody? I might have figured out how to turn ads off. Oh my gosh. I couldn't for a while, but did I turn them off? They're off. Okay, so everybody, ad-free experience until between matches. There we go. We are free from the tyranny that is Amazon. For some
Now,
reason, I couldn't turn them off for like weeks, but now I can. So there you go,
Kerosene.
everybody.
Yeah, Kerosene, this is stage 4. Stage 3 was quick. It was just a run to the sub to get out, or the escape hatch for the sub. Anyway.
Yeah. I just want people watching to know, I know that it had been annoying in the past and they've been changing a lot of settings. Honestly, I feel like if it's not a worthwhile thing for us to have it, because honestly, you have to have like 1 million viewers and blah, 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 blah in order to make any significant amount of money from ads. So if you do want to support the channel, if you're liking this game and all the pink, then feel free to subscribe to the channel, and that is the best way to financially support. Otherwise, getting your friends to come and watch is also welcome. Bring people in, enjoy the pink platforming, and Milo having the first crush in his life. It's like a coming of age story, except that it's about 10 years late. Which honestly is fine. It's fine, you know, not everybody has to have their first love in their teens.
I was just about to mention that, Zealous. I love the flapping animation when you start to fall into where you're gonna stun, because Milo tries to flap as hard as he can fly.
You're a boy, you can't fly. And I will go submarining no more.
That's the other thing, is that when you land, it's really, especially if you've got any kind of momentum, it's hard to stop. So you're gonna go off the edge. Oh, and it looks like Windmaster's done with getting there with 1 life. He's starting over.
So Xandra is talking about a former experience with video game development and talking about the pink stage that Windmaster had been on. Apparently, they were making a game for girls, and one of the people at the company was really trying to get across the slogan, "Spread the pink." And that is not a slogan that you can have. So I'm glad that you managed to shut that down. Justin is giving me the stare right now. He does not like that slogan. Yeah, do not use that slogan anywhere. Even Beavis and Butthead, you cannot use that slogan, okay? Well, yeah, I think Windmaster is a little bit frustrated with how the game is going. He
said he hit reset instead of just letting it continue, and I don't know if it saves his password. Nope, it does not. So he is either going to have to have remembered what he got or restart.
Yeah, we do allow people to go and access old passwords that they have. Usually writing down a password is a good idea. Justin, do not drink my coffee. That is my coffee. I know I wasn't drinking it because I'm talking about the video game. Oh, you are so dead, Polk. Enjoy. Yeah, just so people know, we do allow you to go and access old passwords. It's generally a good idea to take screenshots or to write them down. Honestly, I don't judge if people go into their VOD in order to find it. Remember, though, that is a big waste of time. And honestly, doing early levels quickly and maintaining the level of lives that Windmaster has right now, that might be better than any other option. I gotta be honest. Like, restarting the game just so that you have a good number of lives towards the 4th level may end up paying off.
Okay, Grump is on stage 3. He's out of finding crew member, heck.
The music in this stage, I gotta be honest, like the music during the escape sequence was a little bit weird, but this music, it's very environmental, it's fun. By the way, one of the people who did the audio for this game, I think did sound effects, ended up doing some of the audio for Dead Space. I'm not even kidding you. Dead Space, I think, was extremely innovative when it came out. It was really cool. Also, The Hobbit for GBA. I just gotta bring that up. Like, that game is not good. Like, not good at all. Wall of Beef is asking me repeatedly what my opinion is on meatball sub sandwiches. I'll go ahead and say I approve of meatball subs. However, if you want a really good meatball sub, if for some reason you are going and getting a meatball sub from Subway, that's fine. Ask them to put spinach on before grilling it, and you will have a transformative life experience.
Okay, so Grumpmeister is now into the pink stage.
Yeah, pink! Go pink! Everybody, you know the hashtag. I'm not repeating it. Maybe I will. This is for Xandra. Justin's saying I can't say it. Never mind.
For this stage, if people get stuck here, which I assume at least one person will get stuck here, but if no one makes it to stage 5, I'm going to say that Windmaster is going to have the lead, because it is really hard to track where you are on that third screen.
I don't know. We're already on stage 4, and we're 25 minutes into the match. Do you really think this stage is going to be that much of a wall?
I don't really, but this game becomes hard to track in the stages at certain points.
Okay. I mean, I can understand. I mean, there's a lot of pink here to go around.
Like, the first 2 parts of this is pretty easy, because they're defining landmarks. Stage 5, it gets a little harder to define. It gets really interesting. Stage 6 is easy to define, but we'll get there, I hope, because I really want to show off the pain of Stage 6.
Yeah, Don Ravioli is helping out a little bit. Windmaster definitely has the advantage at this point, making it to this platforming section that Grumpmeister is on. Grumpmeister getting a decent start on it, though. Like, we'll have to see how Grumpmeister is able to do, considering that he only has 1 life left. It may be a little bit tricky, but Grumpmeister did not fall and die a single time in that area. This may give them a chance to pass up Windmaster, depending on how the rest of the stage goes.
Yeah. Oh, and we got another game over from Polk. Right.
There we go to another teleporter. Okay, yeah, this platforming is a little bit of a nightmare. Like, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and quote Angry Video Game Nerd, because this is the best way to describe what he said. Specifically talking about Kid Cool. We've got 2 gear diarrhea here, either really slow or really fast. And that's all you've got.
And the problem is you do need to go fast for some of the jumps, but some of the jumps, also, if you hit the platform too far to the right, you're just gonna slide off and fall.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't... The only problem with only having 1 life, because there aren't any real checkpoints in this game, is that you have to go back to the title screen every time.
Yeah, that is a little bit of an issue, but at the same time, like, if Grumpmeister has been saving the passwords, they could potentially go to stage 3 and try it again without losing any lives.
He only had 1 life in stage 3 too. He beat stage 2
could go back to stage 2 and whatever. Yeah, honestly, I think I'd rather deal with a single life than go back to stage 2 personally.
I just love that we're almost 30 minutes in. We have 2 players that haven't seen the end of stage 2 yet, because it's such a maze.
Yeah. It is a pain. Like, Skytrap and Polk, they are behind, but there still is plenty of time for them to catch up. Honestly, stage 3 is very fast. It's an escape sequence. You gotta be fast. People are asking if Pink is farther through the game than Red, and yes, that is accurate. Grumpmeister is currently in Stage 4. Windmaster, though, has already had a decent push through there. Remember, when it comes to Kusog7ande, we don't care about where people are at the end of the match. We care about their best attempt during the game. So it's actually completely fine if people do go back to earlier on in the game, like Windmaster did. Windmaster didn't mean to, but it happened.
Yep.
I love that you turn into like a Samus when you're doing your jumps from the poles. You know, you just wrap up into a ball and just...
Yeah.
Oh, Justin corrected me. You turn into a Metroid and
Yeah.
go flying across the screen.
I will say this, Don Ravioli. That was my response when playing this game through the entirety of the time I had to play it for Swap Race.
For those watching the VOD, yeah, Don Ravioli said, "What was that momentum?" And yeah, that's the whole game here. It looks like Windmaster is through, back to stage 3 again with 2 lives instead of 1. Like even though Windmaster has had a huge setback going back to stage 1, it might actually be a benefit due to not having to go to the title screen every single time he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, when it comes to stage 4, learning what you need to do in order to get through it in a consistent manner, it's probably a little bit easier to do that when you have 2 lives rather than 1, just because you can jump right back into it pretty quickly. Even though it's not a whole lot of time to go to the title screen and get back through that and, you know, continue the game, it still is significant enough that it can throw off people's flows, especially since that really ugly guy shows up and stares at you. He doesn't even look angry, he just looks ugly.
Yeah, Polk is out of stage 2 now, so he's into 3rd.
Nice. Polk also with 2 lives here. As long as Polk can get through this without dying, that will be 2 lives for the pink stage.
And I think it's funny that the person who gave me this game is in chat right now. First,
who's that?
Darkspine360.
Darkspine360, thank you for bringing this game to Time Stalker's attention so that we can make other people suffer. Honestly, when I think of Game Boy Advance games, most of them tend to be mediocre. This is erring on the side of pretty bad, and I like it. Honestly, I would say that if you're going to try and fail spectacularly. And like the physics in this, especially the platforming in Pink Stage. What did Windmaster even grab onto? That's not real. He grabbed onto the middle of a wall and climbed all the way up to it. Oh my gosh.
There is a little thing handhold you can grab there. It's not obvious. You have to do that in future stages where you have to grab handholds and jump up.
Wait, are you serious? That's intended? I thought that it was a glitch that Windmaster grabbed the top of the ledge while falling and thus managed to lodge himself into the middle of the wall, then pull all the way up. But if not...
Well, it's more obvious in the later stages what you can grab onto, but yes, you have to climb walls like that.
Oh, that is so concerning. I love it. Polk, by the way, using dynamite to blow up the fire. How the crap does that even work?
It wasn't dynamite. He has wrench. So he hit the
wrench.
He hit the fire extinguisher with a wrench, and it doused over the fire.
I'm gonna say that's still dumb. That's not gonna work. And it looked like it was dynamite from my perspective, so yeah.
Yeah, that handhold is very hard to see because of the background.
No. Polk is using dynamite now.
Now he's using dynamite, but it's not working. Like I told him, you can only have one item at a time.
Unfortunately, Polk crawled into the fire and died and only has 1 life left on the escape sequence. Polk still has a pretty good password though for level 3, so even if Polk gets to the pink stage and gets stuck, they could just come back to level 3, beat it without dying, and then move on to level 4 again. Might be worthwhile, we'll have to see. It looks like Grumpmeister is starting to get a little bit frustrated.
And Windmaster found the stun animation for falling. Thankfully, there was nothing that was going to cause him to fall there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'll disagree with you there, Darkspine. I will.
What did
definitely...
Darkspine say?
He said the only level he thinks is flat out bad is stage 10, and I found stage 6.
Windmaster found an extra life?
An extra life and didn't pick it up.
What? You want that? It's good. It's your head. You need to collect your head. You've been decapitated and then blew yourself up with dynamite, Windmaster. I think Windmaster's just trying to die or something.
No, they were trying to blow up the wall there. They have to jump across here.
Okay, that's not a good jump.
And it sounds like Windmaster
level 5.
Kind of froze here.
Now we're good. We're on to ice level with spiders. Spider ice. Spider. Ah, not the lava!
And jumped into the lava and died. Alright, Polk is definitely in third. They found the boulder.
For those who don't know, by the way, Milo was voiced by Michael J. Fox. Yeah, Michael J. Fox is kind of a legend. Honestly, I feel like this movie didn't do as well as it should have. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Like, yeah. I actually enjoyed it. Oh, no. Windmaster keeps jumping into the lava. And, Grump is right there. All he needs to do is jump up. Oh, no. No, he went backwards. He has to jump up from that ledge and just grab it and climb up. Oh, and Grump, if he went right, that's where the secret area is. You can just walk right, and you'll walk in front of the thing, and dead.
Oh, Lou the lizard. Oh no, you're the lizard's dead. Look at the way it spins. That is glorious. I want a lizard that spins like that.
I feel kind of bad for Skytrap because they just cannot get this stage.
Yeah, but that is, some things work for certain people. I think it's Smite who has said it the best and actually had a nice series of clips that he would post on Twitter. Essentially, that people are bad at different things.
People have trouble with different things.
Yeah, people have trouble with different things in video games, and things that can seem trivial to one person can be extremely difficult to someone else. That's one of the strange things when it comes to racing, learning what your weaknesses are and learning how to brute force your way through your weaknesses is important. Windmaster is doing really well here.
Yeah,
Polk, by the way, has 2 lives.
Yeah, Windmaster figured out the statues really well, so that's good. You have to pull them in order to activate platforms. And I agree that this stage is better than stage 4. There's not a lot of instant death. It feels a little easier, which is nice.
I feel like the reason Atlantis got destroyed was because nobody knew how to lay out their city. Seriously, terrible city planning. Lots of lizards, okay? You can have pet lizards, but not this many. They'll kill you. Then they'll take over and you got a city full of lizard people now. It's like the Denver airport. It's terrible.
And death for Windmaster. So, there was a checkpoint there.
Ooh, very nice. We have the first checkpoint we have seen in the game. Very nice.
I'm gonna say I didn't know that was a checkpoint because I got through this stage all in one go.
Okay, everything is slippery I'd say when wet, but more like when existing. Grumpmeister at the end of stage 4, but unfortunately dead. And they're seeing Milo's disembodied head just bobbing up and down.
The jump is not easy there because you kind of have to jump to the left a little, and Milo's grabbing of it is not a great thing. He'll grab it sometimes and won't grab it others.
Okay, I love the little turtle platforms. I am in love with the turtle platform. Okay, really my favorite.
They're really
It kind of looks like it's sticking its tongue out, too. It's like kind of a derpy little turtle. Hopefully we get to see it again on Windmaster's screen, or if anybody can make it to stage 5, we'll see it again. I love it. Turtle-based transportation should definitely be an investment. Our infrastructure sucks enough here in the US. We could invest in turtle transportation. I'm cool with that. Yeah, what happened, Mayor Buttigieg? You could have done Turtle Infrastructure Week. Instead, you just did Boring Infrastructure Week and week. Nobody cared.
No. Oh, and then, the water makes things a little slippery here, so you have to be very careful.
I don't like the squishy sounds. Like, yeah, it's slippery when wet, and it's also squishy sounding. And you never need to put that sound effect in a game.
Windmeister is through stage 5, and now we get to the door maze.
Oh no.
Well, there is a door maze in the game. And the thing
Windmaster has a huge advantage here.
Oh, Grumpmeister got Takeda. He's to stage 5.
On to stage 5, Grumpmeister in a very clear second place here.
Okay, the first thing that Windmaster's going to have to do, where that floor is cracked, he needs to use the thing to destroy it.
By the way, the person who played Kira was Cree Summer Franks. She ended up doing voices like Susie in Rugrats. If I'm not mistaken, that was Susie.
Susie was Angelica's friend, the little African American girl.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the first thing you have to do is find the door maze, which is where Windmaster is having issues right now.
Oh, I actually loved Susie. I thought she was a fantastic character. She also played Elmira in Tiny Toon Adventures. Holy crap, that is like an absolute star role. Elmira. I love her.
And now you've gotten to the part where you're having to grab platforms to pull yourself up. Now, the thing about this door maze is if you choose wrong, you're back at the start of the stage.
Gosh, her first role was in Strawberry Shortcake and The Baby Without a Name. Terrifying. My first Halloween costume, by the way, my parents thought it was funny. They dressed me up as Strawberry Shortcake.
Yep, and Windmaster chose wrong, so he's back to the start of the stage. And I don't know if he realizes it. Or at least to the start of the bottom of the stage.
Well, you know, when it comes to door mazes, you just gotta learn how the game works, because it is going to take you back to the beginning over and over again. Every door maze is like that. The important skill here is memorization or taking notes. As long as you do one of those two things well, then you can get through door mazes pretty okay. But you also have to realize it is a door maze.
Well, the other thing is that there are little pillars along the way to the door maze, and there is a symbol on each of them, and I believe the symbol corresponds to which portion of that if you get them in order. The problem is I don't know if you're going to see all of them in order. Because I think this is like 5 levels of a door maze, or 6. I cannot recall correctly.
Yeah. My gosh, I just love looking through the voices that Cree Summer has done, in addition to the female role in Atlantis. And you know, you go from like SpongeBob to Bratz to Hellboy. I just love that Hellboy is thrown in the middle. To Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically Dulcie the Dragon, whoever the crap that is. To Mortal Kombat. To Hercules, to Buzz Lightyear, to I don't even know anymore, Robot Chicken, everywhere. She was freaking everywhere.
Kapow, I never saw that there was a hint about the symbols. I just kind of noticed it, so...
Yeah, Kapow was asking if there is some hint that comes through in the game about the symbols. We do have the symbols in the background flashing. I would probably be paying attention to those if I weren't being, me. If I were actually trying to play this game, I would try to watch those and see if there is any correlation between those and progress.
Yeah.
Whee! Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This game is definitely bad when it comes to physics, but at the same time, it's got some ideas that I don't think are necessarily bad. I feel like maybe with a little bit more polish, this could have been good, but, you know, that often has to deal more with management and deadlines than anything else. Especially when you've got a movie-related game, there are often very strict deadlines, and development cycles are much shorter than they should be. So I wouldn't necessarily fault developers for the games having problems. It looks like Windmaster is figuring out this puzzle. Very nice.
Further, but one wrong move and he's back to the start.
Well, just remember what the password was. Well, there we go. Gems in your head. Yes.
There we go. And that is the end of stage 6.
Very nice.
I don't think we're going to get there. We only have 15 minutes left, and these next couple of stages are kind of long. But stage 10 is a mess of a stage. It's the last stage in the game.
Yeah. By the way, this movie released in 2001, and this game did as well. The movie came out in June of 2001, the game September 2001, so this was definitely a game meant to correlate probably with the video home release of the movie is what I would expect. Because of that, yes, I would fully expect the development cycle to be shorter than than developers would want. You know, definitely much more of a crunch time.
Stage 7 is a swimming stage, and you have an air meter now on the left-hand side. When this air meter runs out, you don't die, but you start taking damage. And if you've already taken damage in the stage, you might not realize that that's the case.
Oh yeah, I like the giant Nautilus. Nautilus is not alive.
Ozzy Dahaka, I agree with what they said. They said that downward swimming animation sure is something.
It's great. Honestly, it's like he's treading water, except the opposite, you know? Anti-treading water.
Linkher says, I like this Mega Man Lester the Unlikely crossover, and I'm just here for that. That's great.
So good. So good.
Okay, Polk is on to stage 5. So I think we are very clearly in our positions right now with Windmaster, Grump, and Polk, but Polk could easily get through stage 5, and then we could have some fun with how far people got in the door maze.
Yeah, I feel like Skytrap, this is just not the game for him, and you know, that's fine. Never feel bad if a game is not working for you. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. We've got more of your turtle platforms that you really like.
I love the turtles, yes! Everybody, we need more turtles. That's my rule here.
Ooh, okay, so the little holes in the ground. Yeah, Windmaster got a little lucky there because there are giant, like, I believe spiders or some other kind of bug that come out of those and can attack you when you go past them.
By the way, if I ever sound distracted while the match is going on, I usually am a little bit getting set up ready, so don't be too shocked. Time Stalker, you've been on the stream enough to know that sometimes I'm like, la-di-da-di-da. I'm still, like, loving the music and loving seeing how the players are doing, though. This is a lot of fun. I feel like Polk actually has a good chance of catching up to Grumpmeister in just a little bit.
Stage 5 is not that long. It is the last stage I passed when we were doing this in Swap. I got to the door maze and gave up.
Oh no, it happens.
I really like the music out of Stage 7, though. Like, it is actually neat for the game. I'll give it that.
There's a lot of decent music in this game, I would say. Like, despite what I have complained about, I really dig this game. Like, it's flawed, okay? I feel like this game has some severe issues, but at the same time, I'd rather have a flawed platformer than a boring platformer. And when it comes to Game Boy Advance, you usually got boring.
They're talking about Treasure Planet GBA, and yes, that is an isometric game, and it is weird.
That is... Please don't say those words again. Isometric platformers are illegal. Okay, you go to jail if you ever make one of those. I know, like, all of our... That's half of the prison population right there. People who made isometric platformers.
Okay, so Grump is into the green section of the first section of the door maze. And
okay, let's see if Grumpmeister can remember the order of the symbols. On to symbol number 1.
2.
2. Is that going to be good? Okay, on to symbol number 3. It looks like Grumpmeister has paid attention to the scenic cues. Oh no, that's going to be back.
Not right. This is going to be back.
Well, at least we made it to Red Room.
Yep.
I would say that is still a pretty good amount of progress for Grumpmeister. We have seen Red Room. Kitsune, depending on how they do, they could potentially beat this slippery section, get to that level, and pass Grumpmeister.
They are going to have to beat this here if they're going to catch Grumpmeister at all.
But
and
look,
it's not
Polk
they
is...
just can't
there's a lizard. I think Polk is going to be through. Like, we're through all of the slippery stuff and onto the fish.
Okay,
I like that
now
there's just a fish holding a symbol. That's cute.
I'm gonna really pay attention to where these two get, because the door maze is trackable.
Now remember, video game commands, we have Spelunk the Maze. I think that is my favorite command so far from the game. I've never heard anybody say Spelunk this.
Oh boy! Windmaster made it to stage 8!
Holy cow, very nice. We're not going to see the stage complete, but that is huge.
Yeah. I was hoping that Windmaster might get to stage 9, because that's kind of a boss fight. You have to free Kita while avoiding Rourke, and you have to keep going up, picking up saws and cutting the chains on her cage while avoiding him completely.
By the way, I want to say thank you to everybody who is here, and I'm sorry, I'm doing setup right now. I just saw that I got the lowest resolution image for a game ever.
Grump is on stage 7.
Grumpmeister on to stage 7. Polk,
unless Polk gets lucky, he's going to be in 3rd.
If Polk can one-shot this level, then we will possibly have a chance for a comeback. But if not, our order is pretty dang clear.
The problem is I don't know if I can track distance in stage 7 because it's kind of open. So I would say that this is pretty much locked.
Skytrap, by the way, is on to stage 3.
Yeah, they finally got the escape sequence.
You know what? Firehouse subs, that's a pretty good sub place. Like,
I didn't like it.
You didn't?
No,
What sub did you get?
I normally get a ham and cheddar, and I didn't like the way they did it.
Then get something else. Don't get ham and cheddar.
That's my normal sandwich.
Well, if they don't do a good ham and cheddar, do something. Okay, never mind. Fine, okay.
One down near here that's kind of good.
I know that there's that some people, you know, you've got your type of sandwich that you like, and if a place doesn't make it a way that makes you happy, that's fine. You can go ahead and not try something else. But they're hero subs. I love them. Am I on their payroll? No. In fact, I would say that they're probably a little bit too pricey to get very often, but they're okay. They're okay.
I'm just glad that 3 people got to see the doorways.
Yeah. Polk, are you going to be able to figure this out? Are you going the correct way?
Nope.
No! Polk, back to the beginning of the stage. Now, the thing is, like, you're going to do this once, mess it up. Too bad. Okay, it looks like the weird KC-ish symbol is number 4. Whatever.
I am actually very impressed with Windmaster. I did not expect anybody to get to stage 8. I thought
everybody has been doing great, yeah. Stage 8, I mean, especially for a game like this, that is not super expected. I'm enjoying this music. It's pretty good. Like, I have some issues with it, but overall, it's pretty decent.
Like, the music is probably the least offensive thing about this game. Yeah, I think at this point it's pretty much set. Even if Polk got to stage 7, I don't think you can make the progress that Gruntmeister did.
Yeah, which is fine. That's sort of how things go. At the same time, everybody should know this match that you're seeing right here, it is the first match that all of the players have had in Kusog7ande, and because of that, you know, they will be going for a second match. However, the better they do here, the more likely they'll get a third or a fourth, or even move into the bracket. So getting a high score right now for Windmaster, that's going to be huge and make a lot of the future matches less stressful. Gruntmeister should also feel pretty good.
Scorian asked who the guy was that shot at Windmaster, and that's Rourke. That's your villain of the movie. He shot at you as you were chasing him.
It was the... Oh my gosh, it was such a stupid Disney plot twist. Who could have seen that coming? Like, Disney, seriously. I can't remember the last time that you had a villain that was a surprise.
The thing is, I don't think that Rourke was the twist. I think the twist was that Helga betrayed him. Betrayed Rourke.
The Helga betrayed Rourke?
Yeah, she's the one that ended up shooting him down in the movie.
Oh. But I thought that was part of, like, the character, like, expected character change, because people, you know, a lot of the times the henchmen can see that the main character is flawed. I guess that didn't happen in Beauty and the Beast, you know. What's his name just kept going with Gaston. He's like, yeah, I'm a little clown boy, and I'm gonna keep clowning around with you, Gaston. Hey. LeFou, yeah, which honestly sounds like the Fool, which would make sense. But yeah, he never betrayed Gaston, I guess. Honestly, though, I think that you could see that she had a little bit of a brain, and thus turning against her commander made sense in context of the movie. Yeah. If your name is the Fool and you're a fool, you're never gonna turn against Gaston. It's ride or die. Or ride and die. Lots of dying, lots of riding.
I think this has been a fun match to watch, though.
I've enjoyed it. Like, this game has problems, but most of the problems are kind of fun at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, I mean, getting used to it is really good. Well,
Yeah.
When you can get used to the way Milo moves, you can start to make a lot of progress, especially once you understand how Milo platforms.
Yeah, he platforms by being either a sluggish man or a speedy boy.
Oh, and Polk managed to get to stage 7 at the end there.
What?
Oh,
Good job, Polk. That's not enough to move into second place, but still, what a fantastic push right there at the end. Skytrap, by the way, I'm going to give you huge props. You did not make much progress in this game, but you never gave up. And that is what I love to see in competitors, you know, somebody who is willing to give a game a shot, even when they know it is not working for them. I feel like Skytrap is pretty confidently in last, and that's fine. Not every game has to be your game, but, you know, at the end of the day, that is time. We are done with this beautiful version of Atlantis, The Lost Empire. By the way, I'm really curious about the Game Boy Color game. I might have to check that out sometime and see how it is. Apparently surprisingly good for Game Boy Color, if I'm not mistaken. Well, for those who don't know, the order we have is thus: Windmaster Man WE takes the victory today, and thus everybody who voted for Windmaster, you get those channel points. Congratulations, you are good at guessing who won. Grubmeister takes second, Polk third, and Skytrap fourth. Let me go ahead and see if our player wants to come and chat with us a little bit. Windmaster, yeah, how do you feel about everybody's performance today?
I think everybody did really well. I think this was one that is definitely, it's not going to work with some people and it's going to work with others, but even then, I think everybody did really well.
Oh yeah, and here's Windmaster. Hello, and congratulations on your victory today. You did surprisingly well for an hour. Seriously, Windmaster.
Thanks. Honestly, I was afraid I'd fallen out when I started a new game instead of continuing.
Yeah, we were worried about that as well. But do you think that ended up paying off? Do you think it ended up being beneficial, or did it actually act as a setback for you? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think it might have actually ended up being beneficial, just because I saved a lot of time not having the constant game over screen, because I came through with an extra couple lives.
Yeah. That was sort of our thought. You know, I think it was Grumpmeister who ended up having to go to the title screen over and over and over again, which, while, you know, it is frustrating to lose a little progress, sometimes it can be beneficial when you get to a level where you just need to grind out attempt after attempt, especially since when you hit level 5, that's when you start getting checkpoints, and you don't get checkpoints if you get game over.
Yeah, and the first 3 levels, honestly, it sucked to lose at the time, but once you know what you're doing in those levels, they go really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed almost everybody in that second stage got to the end of the stage where Helga was and didn't have all the people that they needed to free.
Yeah.
Were you as confused as what it seemed other people were on that?
I eventually figured out that if it didn't open in one, it didn't have a survivor, so I was able to at least, like, check a bunch of those off. There was that one guy that I missed that was kind of down in his own room, kind of at the bottom left.
Yeah.
And I was still, I was sweating when I got through that first time with like 4 seconds left on the clock.
Oh yeah, that was such a clutch pullout. We weren't sure if you were gonna make it.
Chad was like, "Oh my gosh, Windmaster did it!" I loved it. It was so good.
I know at least 2 people got to the end there, saw Helga, and were jumping around like, why am I not clearing? Not realizing that they didn't have all the things they needed to clear.
Yeah, I almost wish I would have gotten there with 2 survivors missing because I thought she must be the last survivor. Why am I not rescuing her?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, right? Should be. Wasn't. Yeah. Honestly, just looking at how everybody did, I feel like every player did a lot to make progress through this game. Unfortunately, one of our players had a huge struggle getting through this. This was specifically Skytrap, but they never gave up. And that's what I love to see when it comes to the tournament. Part of the game, part of the reason I run this tournament is because a lot of these games that we have here, people are going to go pick up for 5 minutes or so and then never touch it again. And instead, you get sort of thrust into this hour scenario where you get to sort of experience more of what the game is all about. And so, rather than judging it off of 5 minutes, you judge it off of just having to stick it out. Yeah. Apparently, Polk agrees it was pain.
Yeah, I have one more question for Windmaster. How did you enjoy Milo's momentum with that platforming?
Oh my god, it was like I don't think I've ever played a game that had it feels like there are 5 different jumps that are based on very slight differences in how long you hold the button, how long you've been running, also whether or not the platform is made of water.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is with your momentum, if you jump too far to the right on any platform, you're gonna just go off the edge because your momentum will carry you off. And in stage 4, I had that death so many times.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, I do want to clarify that 1 hour versus 5 minutes. There are a lot of games that actually have some very unique things to them, and I feel like this game does have some, maybe not enough to make it a standout game, but that people got to experience things past the submarine stages and thus got to see a little bit more of what the game has to offer. And occasionally you do manage to find something that you enjoy at the end of the day. Windmaster, do you think that this game had stuff to enjoy?
Oh, definitely. I think if you made the momentum not suck, the rest of the game is honestly kind of clever. Except also that one teleport trap needs to go.
Yeah. Considering this is a movie game and that they had a very strict deadline for when to release, I'd say the issues are understandable, and that, if for some reason somebody modded the game a little bit and changed how momentum works, this could actually be maybe, something people could return to and actually enjoy. Maybe take that trap out as well, but Grumpmeister also agrees having to continue on 1 life. Mod that out, make it so that every continue gives you 3 lives. There you go. That's 90% of the issues taken care of with those 2 changes.
I have never understood why devs do that, where they lock your lives on passwords or continues. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Same.
I mean, yeah. Then again, today, life systems are no longer something that we really use in video games. Or at least not very commonly. 1,000 spikes, that might be one of the exceptions. But that one, you had 1,000 lives. Which is a lot more than 3. I just gotta say.
I'd be okay with 1,000 lives in this.
1,000 lives in this game. Yeah, Milo and his 1,000 lives. 101,000 Milos.
I loved the time where you fell down in stage 4, landed right next to the extra life, and decided, nah, I'm just gonna teleport out.
Now we're good. That was pretty funny.
I was afraid of making that jump and missing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would worry about that as well with the momentum. Well, we are out of time. I'm going to have to say thank you so much, Windmaster. Congratulations. And Time Stalker, thank you for your first successful GM match. This was a blast to watch.
Thanks.
I'll catch you both later. Yeah.
Later.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.